Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's product training call. I'm Dr. Carolyn, Director of Product Development for RBC Life, and I'm very excited to be talking to you today about a recently reformulated product called Diosin-2. This product has been reformulated and it is now better than ever, and I'm really thrilled to be able to tell you about some of the improvements that we've made to this formula. Well, now it contains more herbs that actually support your adrenals and your thyroid gland. So Diosin-2 has always been a phenomenal product for supporting the endocrine system with wild yam. And it still does contain the exact same amount of wild yam. And wild yam, if you're not familiar with it, is an incredible plant that has been used for centuries to promote optimum health and longevity. It's been used to help with everything from inflammation to intestinal cramping, nausea, spasms, colic, and even in babies, anything related to the digestive system, and anything really related to the endocrine system as well. So wild yam has a lot of fabulous uses. It's known by a scientific name as well, Dioscorea villosa. And so the compounds in that plant are called diosgenin. So that's where Diosin gets its name. And it's been used in Chinese medicine to relieve symptoms of menopause. It's also been used in men to promote hormone balance. It just tends to be a really wonderful hormone balancing plant for both men and women. It helps not only with hormone balancing, but really with any age-related condition associated with those hormones changing and decreasing as we get older. So it helps with bone health. It helps with the health of our skin as we get older. It helps us maintain healthy cholesterol and triglyceride levels. It has so many incredible, wide-reaching benefits, and that's why we created years ago 2 products that have wild yam. One is called Diosin and one is called Diosin-2. The difference has always been that Diosin had some stimulating herbs added to it. These stimulating herbs provide natural sources of caffeine for people who are looking for an energy boost and people who are looking for weight loss. It gives you that thermogenic effect of greater fat burning. But there are a lot of people who don't want the caffeine or don't feel like they need that caffeine, but they still wanted the benefits of the wild yam. And so that's why we created Diosin-2. Now, recently, I had an opportunity to evaluate that formula and change it up a bit. And the reason I wanted to do that is because most people who can't handle caffeine and who therefore choose Diosin-2 over regular Diosin are probably doing so because they have some adrenal health issues that they want to address. And there are some great adrenal supportive herbs in Diosin as well, in the original formula of Diosin. But I wanted to just take it up a notch and add even more adrenal and thyroid supporting herbs to really just sort of update Diosin-2 and allow it to be a more of a multi-use product. So now it's not only fabulous for balancing the sex hormones, but now it's going to help you balance your thyroid hormones as well and provide even more benefit in the area of adrenal support. So let's talk about that for a little bit. Let's talk about why we want to support the adrenal glands. Well, what are your adrenal glands, right? They're these 2 little glands that sit on top of your kidneys, and one of their jobs is to release hormones. These include a steroid hormone called cortisol. This helps to regulate our stress response, and cortisol also plays a role in regulating our blood sugar. So there are other hormones, but we're just going to talk about cortisol for the purposes of today's call. Now, you might already be aware that we are facing a real epidemic of adrenal exhaustion in our society today. We have all sorts of stressors that we face, and these could be anything from a short-term stress, something that happens really quickly, like you get cut off in traffic, or you're trying to break up a fight between your kids, or you're just rushing to finish a project at the end of the day at work, maybe just traveling, going to a new environment from hot to cold, switching time zones, things like that can create an immediate, instant stress to the body. We also have longer duration stresses, such as being sick or trying to care for someone who's sick, going through a period of time where we're not sleeping well, even really wonderful things like pregnancy or training for a marathon. Those type of things can put us in a season where we're experiencing an increase in stress for perhaps months on end. And then we have long-term chronic stressors as well that our bodies are trying to deal with. So this can be toxicity. That's one reason why we want to detoxify, to lift that burden of toxicity from the adrenal glands. Long-term food allergies that maybe we don't know about. Constantly eating gluten or something else that you might be allergic to can create a stress on the body. Just having a stressful job, maybe you're an ER nurse, or you just have a very demanding career, that can be a chronic stress. Relationship issues, or perhaps you're just one of those people that your personality, your lifestyle, you really don't value or make room for rest and recovery from stressful situations. So when I say stress, it can be anything. It can be a quick stress, or it can be a chronic stress that you've dealt with for years. And it can be a physical stress, such as an illness or injury, an emotional stress, a mental stress, anything like that taxes the adrenal glands. So when we have all of these stressors, our adrenal glands eventually become exhausted, and our cortisol levels can then become very erratic. They'll often surge for a period of time when we're really pushing ourselves, especially during those times where it's more of a shorter term stress situation. A lot of times when we get into those chronic stressful situations, we will have elevated cortisol for a while, and then our cortisol will crash and our adrenal glands will crash and our cortisol levels will become too low. So this can have a number of negative effects on our health, including reduced cognitive function, a weakening of our thyroid function. This can cause blood sugar imbalances. It can make it very difficult for our bodies to control blood pressure, because another hormone that our adrenal glands secrete helps with blood pressure as well. We can also end up feeling extremely fatigued. Even some people may even go into what's called chronic fatigue syndrome, but for other people, it might just be sort of a mild, having a hard time getting out of bed in the morning type of fatigue. Sometimes elevated cortisol levels can also create some stubborn abdominal fat that's very unhealthy for us. It can also reduce our immune function and create a situation of chronic long-term inflammation in our bodies. So this is definitely something that we want to address. And really, for thousands of years, people have been addressing their stressors in their life just fine, because they knew about a powerful group of herbs called adaptogens. And these adaptogenic herbs have a long history of use. For thousands of years, they've been used in traditional medicines like Chinese medicine and Indian Ayurvedic medicine. They knew about the importance of adaptogenic herbs for helping the body to cope with stress and bounce back from those stressful situations. They would also use these herbs during times of illness, because that is a stress on the body as well. So the problem is that now we have perhaps more stress than ever in our very demanding, everything needs to be, quick type of society. We don't rest as much as we should. And so that creates an issue. But also, all of that traditional medicine history has been lost in large part. And so we don't understand that we have a lot of wonderful herbs at our disposal to help our bodies cope with stress and to help rejuvenate our health. We have added a very effective blend of some of the most powerful adaptogenic herbs into your Diosin-2 product. And so what this is going to do is help to promote greater physical and mental ability. It's going to help increase our resistance to sickness and the effects of toxicity. It's going to help us bounce back more resiliently to any type of negative stressor, whether it be physical, emotional, or mental stressor. So let's talk about some of these herbs. One is ashwagandha, and this has been in your Diosin for quite a while. So if you've been taking regular Diosin, you've been benefiting from ashwagandha, and it is now in Diosin-2 as well. So ashwagandha is also known as withania, if you maybe have heard of that, and it has a long history of use in Ayurvedic medicine for helping to balance the thyroid and the cortisol levels. So ashwagandha is incredibly popular for people who are recovering from adrenal fatigue. It helps people manage their anxiety levels better because a lot of times that surging of cortisol is what causes anxiety to trigger. Studies actually have shown that ashwagandha helps to boost our production of thyroid hormones, both T4 thyroid hormone and T3, which is the more active or thyroid hormone. So that is really incredible that we have something that can support those people who are struggling with adrenal fatigue. And oftentimes, once you do have adrenal fatigue, like I mentioned earlier, that can weaken your thyroid function because the body will sort of slow down your thyroid if it knows that your system can't handle the perceived stress of having a more rapid metabolism. So ashwagandha is a really incredible herb, and I'm very excited that it is now not only in the Diosin for the people who love that product and love the energy they get from that product, but for the people who can't handle any type of stimulation and perhaps need that adrenal thyroid support more than even the people that can handle Diosin. Now it's in our Diosin-2 for everybody to benefit from. So we have also included an herb called holy basil. Holy basil is a wonderful herb that has also been used for thousands of years for really a wide range of benefits. These are such wonderful general health tonic herbs. Holy basil is used primarily also to support the thyroid and adrenal glands. And holy basil will also help to balance blood sugar levels. So there is a lot of great research behind this herb to show that it will lower both fasting and post-meal blood glucose levels. And it's believed that the reason it does this is because it actually helps to reduce our body's secretion of that stress hormone, cortisol. Because one thing that cortisol does is it spikes your blood sugar. So if you reduce your level of cortisol, you will help your body to reduce the level of blood sugar as well. And holy basil, again, will help with anxiety. It will help people adapt to change because of its ability to reduce that stress hormone. We've also included a wonderful herb called eleuthero that has been used in Chinese medicine for over 2,000 years. It's been referred to as the king of adaptogens because of its incredible ability to help the body handle all types of stressors. And the way that it works is that it helps the adrenal glands modulate their production of cortisol. So you're using cortisol more efficiently. And what that means is that from the point when something is perceived as stressful to the point that your body feels exhausted by that stressor, eleuthero helps to lengthen that time span. So you actually have more time of feeling energized and feeling productive and being at your peak performance before your body experiences any type of fatigue from a particular stressor. So eleuthero helps to restore that vigor. It helps to give us more mental clarity during a stressful situation. A lot of athletes like to use this herb because it helps their bodies respond appropriately to that stressor, meaning, run faster or lift more weights because their body has a longer time before it feels any type of fatigue from that production of cortisol because it helps to modulate it. So eleuthero is a really wonderful herb for that. Schisandra is actually a berry that has been used in Chinese medicine. It has a lot of great antioxidant power. It's great for the immune system. but it also helps the body to balance hormones naturally and adapt to stress. It again reduces your cortisol level, reduces your blood sugar levels, but it gives your body a sense of rejuvenation and just a restoration of mental clarity. So I hope that gives you kind of a good idea of some of the herbs that we've added and their benefits. I think you're really going to like our new Diosin-2. We have some of the herbs in it that have been in it forever, like ginger and cayenne. And of course, the main staple of that product is, again, the wild yam. So I hope that you will give this a try. If you have any sort of adrenal fatigue issues, if you feel like your thyroid might not be working properly, you may be feeling a little bit sluggish, tired, thinning hair, just not feeling yourself, not feeling that mental clarity and that energy. Perhaps you've gone through a stressful situation, or you are currently going through a stressful situation and you feel like you need some support to get through that without it taking a toll on your health. Diosin-2 is going to be the absolutely perfect product for you to take now that we have added a really incredible blend of these adaptogenic herbs to it. So I hope that helps to inform you about the importance of supporting your adrenal health. I hope that you will go out and try this product and share this message with other people, because adrenal fatigue is a very critical thing in our society today, and we need to help people feel better. And Diosin-2 is going to go a long way in doing that and in helping people just to have the energy and the vitality that come from having strong, healthy adrenal glands. So thank you for your time and attention, and I look forward to next time. Bye-bye.